Okay, so the essay that we're going to be thinking about today is The Previous Winner by Hosai Kishida, is looking at the question, is tax theft? And this is a very simple question. So I would encourage you guys, if you're watching this video, to go and have a look at this essay. The PDF of it is available on the John Locke Institute's website in a way that's pretty easy to find. So one of the things that I would encourage you guys to do is go and track that down and maybe have a read of it before you continue watching the rest of this essay. Sorry, the rest of this video to see if you can pull out any other things that you think are useful from it. So I'm going to be talking through the essay and saying what I think works particularly well and giving you guys some advice that you can try and emulate in your own responses. So starting with the introduction then. So one of the things that I think this essay does really well is it doesn't take very long to get going. Specifically, one of the things that we like to do in our introductions is defining our terms. And Kishida's essay is a strong essay in the sense that it defines its terms very quickly. So if we see this sentence here, theft is the taking of someone else's property without their consent. This is one of the first lines in the essay, and it gets straight into it. So one of the things that we want to avoid when we're writing introductions is doing the kind of fairly stereotypical, philosophers have debating whether, tax is ethical for hundreds of years. That doesn't really tell me anything. Whereas this essay starts off pretty punctually, thinking about here's this definition that you need, and we're just going to get going. Another thing that their introduction does quite effectively is giving concrete examples to add substance to their points. So after we've got this definition of theft, one of the things that we get coming swiftly after that is an example. So consider the non-consensual taking of someone's wallet. This is something that's very efficient and gets you thinking about a concrete example pretty quickly. So one of the dangers with philosophical essays is they can often remain very abstract. And it's kind of easier in political philosophy context to give examples, but this is something that you can do no matter what your question is. And then finally, one of the good things that Kishida's essay does in the introduction is provides a really clear roadmap for where they're going. So they write, this essay accepts the rational consent framework, but argues that a rational person would not consent to the existence of a state. And this is really useful because we get a sense of what it is they are taking for granted, and then what their argument is going to be for the rest of the essay. Specifically, they're going to be arguing that a rational person wouldn't consent to the existence of a state. And this constrains the essay really nicely because they've effectively substituted the big question, is tax theft, for a little question, which is, would rational people consent to the existence of the state? And their introduction, the whole purpose of their introduction is trying to get them from this starting big question to this little question that is something that they can reasonably answer in a 2,000-word essay. And I think this is something that they do effectively. So setting out criteria for how you think the essay is going to be run can make things really effective. So it can kind of constrain the scope of what you're going to be talking about. And that's something that this essay does effectively.